Hi everyone, it's Miss Cochran here, waiting, glad to see all of you for our chapter book reading of the day. We are beginning a new book today, which is exciting, right? So let's see what our book is going to be about. Before we start reading, let's take a peek at the front cover and see if you can tell me what's going on the front cover. Let's see. Okay. Anybody have any ideas of some things they're seeing on that front cover? Let's think out loud. Oh, somebody said they see maybe some animals. I see some animals. Yes, I do. Let's see. Somebody said that they see a grown-up. Yes, and the grown-up's going like this. Oh, grown-ups do that sometimes, I suppose. I think kids do it too. I wonder what that man could possibly be thinking. Let's see, what else do you see on this front cover? What did you say? Oh, you see a mess. I see a mess as well. Well, our story today is about all of those things, I believe. The title of our book is called 8 class pets plus 1 squirrel plus 1 dog equals chaos. Anybody know what chaos is? Let's think for a moment. If we look at the picture and we think about the word chaos, anybody have some ideas about what chaos could possibly mean? Okay, let's see. What are you thinking? Oh, confusion. Ooh, confusion and chaos start the same. That's a good one. Okay. Ooh, craziness. That's another good one. Both of those words start with a C too, just like this one. This is a funny word because the H says nothing. It makes the C say k, just a little bit louder. That's it. So let me see here. Anybody else see anything else? Animals. Kind of moving about a bit, a man holding his head, and it looks like a mess, and it looks like some expression here. Oh, I even see some kind of an animal right there making an expression. So let's open up our book and start to read and see if we can determine what the word chaos means today. This book, 8 class pets plus 1 squirrel divided by 1 dog equals chaos, is written by Vivian van Velder, and it's illustrated by Steve Jorkman. Very, very cool. Okay, let's read. Remember that this is called the very good front cover, and this is called the nice title page. Very nice. And Vivian van Velde is the author. What does the author do? Awesome. The author writes the words. Very nice. And Steve Borkman is the illustrator. What does the illustrator do? Very nice. Yes, indeed. The illustrator draws pictures. Now, in chapter books, there aren't always a lot of pictures, but the pictures that are in the chapter books are really important because they really tell you what's going on in the story. Kind of like this front cover illustration. It's very, very detailed, telling us some things that are going on. Oh, I heard another person say water. Yes, I see some water. Definitely some water coming out right here. Awesome. Here we go. 8 class pets plus 1 squirrel divided by 1 dog equals chaos. Says this is dedicated. This is a dedication page. It says to those class teachers who are bold enough to have a class pet in their room. Chapter 1. Oh, this is the table of contents. This outlines our chapters here. Tells us here's chapter 1. If I wanted to go back and look it up, I could go to this page, and that's the beginning of it. Okay, here we go. Twitch, schoolyard squirrel. Being a squirrel is the best thing in the world. The next best thing in the world is living where I live, which is near school. School is where humans send their young to learn things. I don't know why. Squirrel mothers teach their own young. These are things my mother squirrel taught me. So I'll tell you what Mother Squirrel taught, but there's the squirrel. Squirrel has a lot of personality. It looks like he's excited to talk to you and tell you things. My squirrel mother taught me how to climb, how to land when I jump or fall, how to find food, how to bury food, how to find food after I've buried it, how to look cute enough that humans will give me food so I don't have to find it, bury it, or find it again, how to get along with animals that don't eat squirrels. Not eating squirrels is something I admire in those I meet, and how to get away from animals that do eat squirrels. These are all valuable lessons for a squirrel. I'm not sure why humans can't teach their own young. A few of the children are all right at climbing, but most aren't good at finding food, and they're helpless and hopeless at burying food. I've never seen a human child bury food. A squirrel mother teaches her young all they need to know by the end of summer, but human children spend 5 years in school. Well, 5 years is long enough for a squirrel to grow very, very old, so it's a good thing we're fast learners. And the humans aren't even truly finished in 5 years. I have heard them talking, and I know. Before they go to school, they go to kindergarten. Well, actually, kindergarten is school too. And after they leave school, they will go to someplace that is called middle school. And after that, they will go to high school, then to college, then back to college, and it just continues on. I haven't seen any of those other places. I have no idea what kindergarten is. But by their names, I'm guessing middle school is halfway up, and high school must be at the very top of a tall tree. That's where squirrels like to live. I suppose that's the only way the humans will ever teach some of those young ones to climb. But school and the yards around it are a good place to live. It's fun to climb up the school building and to play on the playground equipment when the children aren't using it. There are also trees for climbing, and some of them are nut trees, and some of them are fruit trees. That's two of my big interests rolled into one, climbing and eating. And the people who live here love squirrels. They're always buying toys and exercise equipment for us, and they set these things up around a feeder to make sure we notice them. It's a mini playground with a snack bar in the middle. Some of the toys are for twirling on, and there are ropes to shinny up and climb down, and balance beams to walk across. Sometimes, to make things extra challenging for our benefit, the ropes and poles are greased to make them slippery. Whee! It's very considerate of people to give us these jungle gyms so we don't become big and lazy. Like, for example, the groundhog. One day I was exploring a new bird feeder in the yard next door to school. It had a big slippery disc for sliding on, and I was having so much fun, I almost lost track of the time. Then I realized that the air had turned cool and shadows were growing long. Evening is a dangerous time of day because certain creatures who are not squirrels and who are not fat and who are not lazy groundhogs start thinking about dinner or breakfast. Some of them start thinking of a meal that involves squirrel. I looked up, and there was an owl, and she was flying straight at me as though I was the main course on the snack bar. All I could do was start running in a zigzag pattern to try to confuse that owl. I didn't even notice the dog who was napping in his front yard. So here's a picture of the owl. Squirrel's on the yard. Doesn't want to get eaten by that owl, I think. So he was playing, but now he's noticing that there's something flying above him. Now, it's easy to point a finger or a paw and blame, but I said, if that dog didn't want me running over his nose, he shouldn't have had it resting on the ground between his paws. But anyway, the next thing I knew, the dog was chasing me too. He ran so hard, he broke the leash that was supposed to hold him in his yard. Luckily, one of the humans who works at school had left the door propped wide open. I noticed the big banner. It said, "Welcome." This is the same banner that tells the children school is open again after the summer. Someone was obviously telling me school is open for me to escape from this dog. Didn't I say that people here just love the squirrels? Didn't I say people just love us, love us, love us? So for the first time in my life, I ran into school. That owl veered away and flew off into the evening, but the dog followed me in. There he is, running, running, running. Kind of crazy now. So that ends the first chapter of our new story about 8 class pets, 1 squirrel divided by 1 dog equals chaos. So now we're getting kind of a clue about what the word chaos might mean. So here's a squirrel playing out on the what he considers to be his playground. And up above, he sees a owl. He gets nervous, doesn't want to be eaten, starts running, runs over, over across a dog. Here's my dog right here. He decided to join me. My dogs don't seem to think that they can be apart from me for very long. But anyway, so he ran, and then the dog was sleeping. The dog got woken up. The dog decided, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Now, I know my dogs are always chasing squirrels, especially my Katie cat. She just loves to chase squirrels. She's kind of a hunter and lizards, and she's always on the prowl for squirrels. So that dog starts chasing squirrel. Squirrel runs into school, and there is a door left wide open for Squirrel. And Squirrel is so excited. So Squirrel decides to go through the door. And what is there but a sign that says welcome? Just like all classrooms have. We have a welcome sign in our classroom. So the squirrel's thinking, yeah, these people love me. They've opened the door. They've let me in. They want me to come in. Now, we don't quite know what the word chaos means yet. But in my brain, I'm starting to get some ideas about what might happen next and what that word chaos might entail. I've got a squirrel running, a dog chasing the squirrel, and a squirrel in a classroom. So I want you to think a little bit about what that word chaos just might mean to you today. All right. Well, we are finished reading our first chapter of our new book. And I know that it didn't have as many pictures as the last one, and that's okay. We will get into this book, and we will really enjoy it, I can just tell. I've heard really good things about it. So I'm going to leave you with the thought of thinking about the word chaos and what it might mean in this story. And again, let's think about that title, 8 Class Pets. Wow, that's 5 and 3, or 4 and 4, or 6 and 2, or 7 and 2. Wow, lots of number bonds for 8, and I didn't even say them all. Or 8 and 0. If we have 8 class pets plus 1 squirrel and divided by 1 dog, so we have 9 pets divided by 1 dog, which I'm not sure how you would divide it by a dog. But anyway, and it's going to equal chaos. I thank you so much for listening today. I thank you for the thinking you're going to do while you're away from our story. And when we come back the next time, we'll talk about some of the ideas that you might have come up with that will help us understand what the word chaos means. I would like to tell you how much I miss you, like always. I'm giving you a big virtual hug. It's a big one, just like always. I love you to pieces. And we can't really hug right now, and we're far away, but it's called a virtual hug because I'm here and you're there. And I can pretend to hug you and pretend to see your faces. And it makes my heart feel happy and smiley and warm. Okay, I'm going to give you a an ole, ole, ole cheer. So I'm going to take my little finger, I'm going to put it up in the air, and I'm going to say, ole. I'm going to go, uno, dos, tres. Ole, ole, ole. That's Spanish for 1, 2, 3. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. And I'm also going to give you a looking good cheer because you're looking good and you're listening well as too. So let's do our looking good cheer. We say, looking good. All right, last thing today is we're going to review our positive affirmation. Remember, the positive affirmation is something that we remember about ourselves, and we always come back to that and remember to think it and say it every day. All right? So, ready? I am smart. I am kind. I am honest. I am silly. I am brave, and I am loved. And yes, you are so very loved. Keep up the great work at home. I love seeing and hearing from you on Seesaw, seeing your work. I'm just super impressed with all that you are doing. And if you're doing other things that are not on Seesaw, then let me know what you're up to because I miss you much, much, much. Okay? Take care, and I will see you soon.